Probably, I don't know.
Right.
Hi, YouTube.
Ah, nice. Okay. Okay, so welcome to my small B rank dump explanation about how to play this game, or at least in my opinion. So what I mean is, I'm not sure how many people we have around F, E, D, C rank and whatsoever. Can you guys please unmute because I actually can't can hear other voices right now. That's really distracting right now.
Alors, je peux pas me faire ça. Ça, il faut que j'ai 6.
I think there's some children there. Okay, let's see. Kill this one. Okay, so we stay. Okay, what I do here is right now just preparation because I want to get an SEV for to get my what the fuck, and here a drone for Zerg. Okay, so can you please guys mute yourself? Someone is actually really
I think
loud
it's
right
just
now.
morphine.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good. So thanks. That's pretty nice. Okay, the thing is, I will actually try to tell all the stuff that I know about my experience now, what I experienced in StarCraft. Unfortunately, I still not A rank, what I actually would be like the whole time because I still die to a lot of shit. But I still think about maybe with my experience or like what I actually experienced the last half year. I have to admit, all that stuff that I learned there helped me a lot to improve in some games that I actually thought that I would lose a lot. And I thought it would be quite important just to share the wisdom, the wisdom with you guys, because I think we can actually try to go for how can you actually train in this game, and how can you actually know more stuff in this game, like the theory, on my opinion, because let us say when I started playing this game, sure it was like 20 years ago when I played with my brother, but to be honest, I actually played with him on Lost Temple and whatsoever against KE and whatever. So it's or AI, I think in English AI. So it wasn't like that I played on IC Cup or something like that. So I never played that. Maybe once, don't know, but not really that I know that. So I'm not really a huge experienced player. Like I don't know. I think Squall or someone like that. He's like playing like since ages, and he's like so freaking strong. So, but what I mean is, I think that experience what I got like the last half year actually helped me a lot, just to improve, and especially lol, and especially stay quite what is it called, like quite stable above 1800 mmr. So yeah, and I hope that this experience that I got can actually help you to improve too. Okay, so let's see. I hope we got not just too distracted with the stuff here. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so the first thing what I think actually threw me quite often in this game is actually all that stuff that you learn in the beginning. Like when you think about it, the first thing that you learn is, okay, you have your base. You got, let's see, I think configuration core. Can skip that now. So the first thing that you know is about, okay, you should build probes all the time. Right. Then you should build units all the time. Then at 23 supply, you should get that Nexi, and then you should get that pylon when you go for PvT and all that stuff. So, and when you actually watch all this, these tutorial videos about what Day 9 actually told us, I don't know who actually watched that, but if you think about it, Day 9 actually explained this game really well. If you actually don't know how the units work and all that stuff, just watch it. He actually does a really good explanation about it, and I really like his videos there, or his tutorials and explanation. It's really good. But I think there's one thing that he lacked about it, and it's about what you have to figure out in this game to really improve on its own. So like how to react to something and why especially. So the thing is, what I mean is, when I played the whole time. Let's see, 1 second. Let's go over here. Okay, so the first thing that I know about PvP usually was the whole time. Okay, let's get a gateway, get gas at 11, maybe 12. That's fine too. Get your core at 13. Get one salad. Get the pylon. Get a goon and goon range. Go for robo at 26. Let's see, or maybe I can just destroy this stuff here, so maybe we can actually watch it again, so like that. And the thing is, at first you think like, that sounds fair, that sounds fair enough, so that should work actually. 1 second. Okay. So, but the thing is, then when you try to do all that stuff, like get your gate at 26, get at 30 your second gate, get some goons, and then you should walk out with 8 goons or something, don't know, and your observer should scout all the way to the base of the opponent, and all that stuff. And then what happens? Quite often when you play like PvP, and you go for one gate, and then you try to go for that one salad.
Suddenly, the 9-9 appears.
That's right, yeah, that's a thing. That's the thing. And then 9-9 appears, and then oh fuck, shit, what should I do? And all your probes are dying. And great, such a great game, so much fun to play. Or you have just like 3 or 4 goons outside, and you know, okay, maybe I can actually fight now. I can actually go outside now and try to get my Nexa, because my robo finished, and I actually can build now my Reaver. So I get my Reaver, so fine. What happens? Oh, there are now 20 goons and killing me. And the thing is, you can't really, it's really difficult to scout that. And the thing is that that's one big problem I think that people really don't talk about. Sure, we know that, oh, okay, if you go for free gate goon, you actually get countered by DTs or something like that. So, okay, we know that, sure, because you skipped robo and what else, so. But what I think is sometimes more important is because even about the late game, or like at least mid game sometimes, about when should you actually get a third? When should you actually get maybe this base? Should you get this base here? Or should I actually try to attack this one and get this base or whatsoever? So, but before we go to all that stuff and to build orders or whatsoever, because I don't want to accelerate too much about build orders, I want to accelerate more about why you should actually skip something and why you should actually do something. So, let's see. What I want to show is the following. You all know that you should build probes the whole time. That's something that you actually get the whole time. Everyone talks about it, that you should get probes the whole time. So you build and you build and you build all the probes all the freaking time. But then later you just got in an attack and then you lose. And then you feel like, hey, what the fuck? I actually built all the time probes and my opponent didn't build that many probes. How could I actually lose that? So, and all this stuff happens usually when you sometimes overprobe or get too many drones or something like that. That's why I actually see so many people getting like in PvZ, for example, already 6 links or something like that, even if I have already 2 cannons or stuff like that. So maybe I should skip that part. Yeah, but that's okay. So what I mean is, let's go for some theory and just think a little bit about why something happens. Okay, what I mean is, when I play PvT, you know, all of let's see. Maybe I go for a replay. Maybe it's a little bit better to see. Sorry, my fault. I have a good example right now when I played against Love Snow. It's not about that I won this game, but I want to show because it's actually quite a nice example about how stuff worked there. Let's see. Or maybe even against Crowbar. I think Crowbar was a good example. One second. I have 1 second. Maybe I can. I think that's the PvT where I actually went for a lone game. No. 1 second. I got it. So. I actually got it here? No. Shit. Okay, they're not. Let's go for this one. That's okay. So, okay. The thing is the following. So right now what I'm doing here is, and I think that's something what I want to tell you guys too, that you should go for something like that. Like go for a multiplayer game or even single player game and try to go for your build order. And you will still do some errors. Because even here when I just warmed up a little bit, I got some errors where I thought like, oh shit, some part was actually a little bit too slow. So what I mentioned here is the following. Now I thought about, okay, I just want to play PvT. Don't know what I have to play later, but I just go for PvT and I want to improve that. So maybe I can actually check where my pylon should go. Is that really good here? Maybe, not sure, but I think it's not doesn't matter that much because I know my my gateway doesn't have to be like that much forward because I don't have a salad later who's like trying to kill someone or something like that. So I want to be a little bit more safe. And sure, on this part it's a little bit difficult against vultures because even if they drop here, they can still attack here, and even if I have a pylon over here, they can still go here and attack. So it's a little bit difficult, and polypod is a little bit easier. But like I mentioned, it's really important just to focus on that, so that you sometimes know, okay, at that part, actually I got supply blocked the whole freaking time. So what I mentioned earlier was, like I mentioned, you all know this. Like, okay, in PvT I go for 23 Nexi for the pylon. And now I can actually think about, should I get now probes or should I get another goon? Because now it depends. Or no, let us say, in the light, I think you guys know that light PvT 23 Nexi 2.5 Arbiters tutorial, right? Because every time when I watch the Discord channel, there are so many people always recommending this build. And it's true, it's really, really good. But on some part, I think there's a lot things. There are a lot of things that are completely right what he said, but on some parts, I think it's a little bit too confusing. And what I mean is, for example, he never scouts with a probe, and I think you can do that, especially in the beginning. That's fine. But sometimes I think it's really good just to go with one probe at least to see where the opponent is or something like that. And another part, what I focused on, what I realized later when I played with a friend in PvT, and he is much better than I am. I think we already played like over 30 games, and I won only 5 or something like that. So I realized on some part, I just got too focused on, I have to get my third base at 620 or something like that. The thing is, in that YouTube tutorial what he had, he just knew that, or his opponent just was in his base the whole time. He built some Goliaths, he built tanks, but he never built any vultures, and he didn't ever try to play some mines or try to attack. That's why he actually even went out with his goons and tried to contain and whatsoever. And then he could actually get his third base X620 so quite easily and whatsoever. And I realized, unfortunately just too late, it's also what the fuck, that that's not really a good attempt to, especially in the mid or late game, that you try to completely focus or to use more like brutality to get stuff at that point. Because, like you see here, that's a mistake. A mistake on my side that I saw, oh shit, I already got like 10 seconds later my probes. Again, a skip here. It's just a small skip, but still I could have already 32 probes, for example. And that's something that I realize now. Okay, shit, I still have to. That's so bad. But okay, it was like my first warm-up game, stuff like that. So it's fine. Okay. So the thing is, sometimes I was even quite often away with my goons. Sometimes I actually even went with these goons over here, try to see if he's trying to push or something like that. But then I actually saw quite often the wall playing really defensive, like all his goons were like here and there. So now we have, that's what I'm talking about. Look here, it's now 6:16. In this tutorial video, in this tutorial clip, Light has already a probe going and tried to get his third. Sure, it was on Sylphid and not on Ascension, but it's still the same idea. But you have to think about it. Sometimes it's really map dependent what you can do. Because here, look, if I have my Anexi here, then it's really difficult to build pylons to protect that, and I maybe protect my probes. So the thing is, I just imagined, okay, what if he has already some vultures sneaking around and placed already some mines over here? Sure, you can still go with 2 goons, do that micro stutter step thingy. That's really nice if you can do that. I usually it works for me too, but when it lags, then I lose them, so fine. And the other part is, you don't know where his vulture is. And the other part is, what if he actually placed the mine over here? And then you try to go here, and then the mine flies, and then you lose already so many health points from these goons just because there was one mine. So that's why I thought, yeah. And even a friend of mine told me, yeah, that's maybe a better approach. So don't stick sometimes too hard on getting something like if people say, oh, look at 620, you should get that and that and that. No, it's more about the relative timings, in my opinion. Sure, you should sometimes know about. It would be good to have like the Citadel starting at least at 6 minutes or something like that, or maybe even earlier, something like that. But but I think it's sometimes more important that you know, okay, when my when my robo finished, what should I build next? The observatory. And I actually did that. So that's my relative timing is completely fine. The other part could be just, okay, should I actually build it earlier? Or could I have to build it earlier? But I think it was a 25, so I think it should be fine. So it's not really too much worrying about that. So let's see. 25, yeah, 26, something like that. So, but it should be fine. So, and my observer, let's see. Do I build that observer in time? Let's see. 5 seconds late. Something like that. So, but sometimes these 5 seconds, they add up all the freaking time. Like even with your fucking probes and whatsoever. And that happens later that you lose something or whatsoever. So that's just for what I mean about build orders. So what I mentioned before is like, now I get my second probe server, and now I try to play more calmly. And I will show in the next replay why I think it's really important to play calmly. Because we are not S-ranked players. Sure, maybe some of you don't know, but I think if you're on CPL, you're not an S-ranked player unless you're a coach. So, and the thing is, we still try to impersonate, what's it called? Impersonate? Something like that, to some of these pro gamers. And now you see I have my Nexi X650. Maybe it could be a little bit earlier, but I think at least what I actually didn't do is like could have built more probes, and that's actually fine because I think if you could still produce stuff and maybe even get your tech. So maybe you got a little bit later your third, but maybe you got your tech a little bit later. So a bit earlier. So sometimes it depends. So I think we shouldn't focus too hard on everything, like every minute, second, what we have to get or so. But I think all these relative timings can actually help a lot. The other part where I didn't build right now my archive and my Stargate is now about what I actually scout with my observer. And I think if I would have known what happens, I could have built that maybe already earlier. So let's see. Now the archives, Stargate around 7 minutes. Could be okay, I guess. And yeah, and the thing is, stuff like this, that's like the normal game and everything's fine and this works, and then later you have like 10 tanks in front of you and killing you. It's like, what the fuck? So what I want to now I want to actually let's see. Now I want to do some like a question answer thingy that people can actually answer my questions. And now I actually try to get another replay. I think against Lavsno is quite good for that. Second. This one. Wrong game, what the fuck. So okay. Okay, Lavsno, really good game, a good player. And it's me here. So okay. Okay, he went actually for a Rex expansion. Okay, so now please answer me. What should he be afraid of when he does that? Anyone? Someone? Or I can answer it myself if no one is asking. No one? Then maybe I just answer myself. That's okay. Okay, so the thing is, we have to think about in StarCraft about what kind of elements, let us say elements or constructs, what we have, what we can invest our money to. The best thing what we could actually do in every game, doesn't matter if you're Zerg, Terran or Protoss, is probes in the beginning, get like free Nexi immediately, like when you have the money. As far as I know, you can actually build the first time you can actually build a 12 supply of second Nexi. You can build a third Nexi at 15 if everything works correctly. But the thing is, why doesn't that work? Sure, because we have an opponent, and if that opponent will see we have actually built only Nexi, like at least 800 minerals just for Nexi instead of units, then he just gets maybe a few Marines and kills us. So that means all these build orders that we know, like the 23 Nexi, 3 Hedge Hydra and whatsoever, all these, or even 5 Hedge Hydra, Mutalisk into Hydra thingy, we all know that, or because the pro gamers did so much research and tested it and whatsoever, so that they know, okay, this is a really good build to cover most of the things up. And that should actually, that's how you should play to be good at that game, something like that. But then we have people like Matka who plays like only 9 proxy 9/9 gets S rank of it. So it depends on my opinion, but not that I think like, oh, Metcalf is a bad player or something like that, but sometimes we realize, what the fuck? I train the whole time, like my 23 next time whatsoever, and he goes for 9/9 gates and has such a high MR. I was like, oh man, fuck. But yeah, that's how life is. So, but when I talked about these components, we have to think, okay, what components do we have? we have the category economy. For economy, for Protoss, we need Nexi and the probes. Maybe pylons, yeah, okay. But pylons we need for nearly everything. Terran side, we have the CC and the SCPs. The host. Yeah. So the thing is, what is actual that's what I mean. So that's what we need. What we need. We need economy, we need resources, we need minerals, because if we have a lot of minerals, we can actually build other stuff and get stronger. But we are not on some UMS map where we have like 10,000 minerals in the beginning and 10,000 gas in the beginning. So we have to get these resources. But can we get these resources or not depends on your opponent, if he scouts you correctly and attacks and whatsoever. So the thing is, if that actually works with all the economy, you get really far ahead, and then you should just build units and just attack, and it should be fine. So this part, the component economy, will actually bring you to a really good situation. And that's on my part that you can say it's the greedy part. It's a greedy part about economy. So there are different parts of greedy, what I would say, but greedy in terms of economy. So like getting a really fast CC, for example, 12 Nexi or 12 Hutch, and get a lot of economy, So that's the first component. The second component, what we have, are the units. For the units, we need gateways, maybe Robo if we want to go for Revel, Stargate. Same goes for Terran. We need barracks, we need factories, Starport. Is that what it's called? The Starport, yes, Starport, not Stargate. Stargate is here, Starport is here. So these are the other three components that you need just to produce your units. Okay, so to be honest, with units, you can be either aggressive or safe. Maybe both. So it depends, actually. So you can do both of that, and I think that's quite fine. So just remember these words, what I say, like greedy, defensive, safe, and aggressive, because I will explain later something to that. And the third part, and I think that's sometimes even more important that you actually think, is the tech. And the tech is for Terrans, like the factory is a tech, but it's like a smaller step for tech. And then later it's the science facility and maybe even battle cruisers, something like that, but it's like a really high thing. And in TVP, you usually don't use them, as far as I know, so I never saw that in the game. But it would be quite interesting to see battle cruisers in TVP, but yes. Yeah. So, and for Protoss, you have like the Citadel of Adun, and then the Templar Archive to get Templars, like Dark Templars, High Templars, and then Stargate, and then Arbiter Tribunal to get your Arbiters and whatsoever. The thing is, for tech, you still need specific buildings that you usually build once. It depends. Like even the Forge or an Armory for Terra is on my opinion a tech building. In First Zork is the same. Like the Hydroden is a tech building. The Spire is a tech building. The Queen's Nest is a tech building because you need it usually to get to the Hive. Then even the Evo Chamber is a tech building because all that stuff helps you later. Just remember that you need all that stuff later. So the thing is, in StarCraft, like I said, we have more or less these three components. Like the economy, like I said. We have units component, this one. We have the tech components, maybe this one now. And the fourth component, and I think that actually is something that changes StarCraft like the freaking time, and that depends sometimes on the maps too, is the time. That's, in my opinion, the fourth component that's I'm not sure if it's maybe equally the same, like for units and whatsoever. But think about these 4 components. Think about these 4 components. It's really fucking important. It's like actually, when I thought about it, it's sometimes, oh great, yeah, why didn't I ever think about that earlier? So, and I will explain later in some replays earlier why I actually just mad at myself that I didn't do that. So, we have these 4 components, and we have these other like adjectives in this part, more or less. It's like being greedy, being safe, being aggressive. Yeah, that's these 3. Yeah. What I mean is, if you are greedy, then you will lose to something aggressive. Like if I would have got already a 9 gate, I think he should die. I think then he should just straight die if I scout him correctly. So, and that's what I mean about the time, because if you think about it, if I would have gone with the 9/9 over here, scouted here, then I scouted there, or maybe even for some reason I scouted here, and then my salads are going there. Maybe he has time to already build some depots or something like that just to be safe, something like that. Not sure. And that's what I mean about if someone is greedy, you can actually punish him usually with being aggressive or even more greedy. So it's really difficult, but it's something like you can say it's something, because right now the thing is, for this example here, that's the best example now. What does he has? He has not even 1 unit. I don't have a unit. Okay, that's true. If I would have a salad, he would be in trouble. But the salad has to be produced and has to walk this fucking long way. And at this part, he has still time, maybe to get a bunker or even a few more marines and kill that salad. Something like that. So, and you have always remember what you have and why you should be in a disadvantage or why you should be in an advantage. So he is, in my opinion, now in an advantage because he builds now something for economy to get more minerals and whatsoever. And if that works, I'm fucked. That's pretty much it. Because he got that stuff. So let's go walk on. And what I have actually right now, what I should remember is I have tech. So I get my goon. Oh, oops. Actually, move that here. So now I go for the 23 next side and with a pretty late scouting. And that's what I think is quite often these parts of how people get actually like in a really good advantage in games. And here now, he got his bunker, he got 1 marine, only 1 marine. So I'm just not sure if I could actually just walk by and try to attack it or something like that, but yeah. So I got I didn't want to force anything. I just thought, doesn't matter. It's a CPL game and we try to practice, so that's fine. And as you can see already, he has now 7 workers more than me, just because of that opening here. That means he should be really ahead. And that's what you have to think about. For me, it's a thing now. Okay, shit. I know he has. It looks really much like a Rex FE. I can't really attack. It's really difficult, I guess. But what can I do? Maybe I could go for proxy robo. Not sure. That's like far too late because I actually scouted him too late. It's like the 4th component, the time. It's just too freaking late. It's just too late. So the other part would be, okay, then maybe I try to be more greedy. And that's why I actually try to get this probe here. Kill this SCV so that he doesn't know what I'm doing. Because I still let us see. That's the other part about scouting, what we should actually talk about later too. Oops, wrong side. He's scouting. So now he knows I'm here. Let's see. He just knows that I have a 23 Nexi. That's everything. And because of that, oops. And because of that, he can, he knows that I have tech. I should have tech. Or maybe, what else could be good against greedy stuff, against economy? Units. What if I have had here like a pylon and 3 more gates? And like a lot of goons trying to attack? Could have worked, because I have already the tech for goons. I have the tech, but I went for a more greedier opening, or like more normal safe thing. And that's what you have to think about it. You have these 3 components about economy, units, and tech. All these openings that we learn usually, like I even see people in F rank trying to play like all these 23 Nexi with that scouting and that one goon who is like shooting here and whatsoever, trying to snipe the tank and whatsoever. And then later they just lose and like, oh, the fuck, it's so unfair. Terran just needs 1 bunker and then I lose. And then I think like, yes, but the thing is, if you actually watched yourself, you have your robo is finished at 7 minutes or something like that, and mine is finished at 5 minutes. So that's like a huge difference. And I will show you in another replay what I mean. So you have to think about these components, and the more you think about these components, since I do that, it's much more relaxing for me to play. Sure, there's still a lot of things that I feel like I suck. I could have done that differently, why I'm so bad or whatsoever. But even Oyachi told me, hey, you know your fucking issues, you know your mistakes. Keep calm and try to work on that. And if you find a solution for something, then it will be better and better. And that's why I really like Oyaji. He's a really, really great guy. And he actually helped me a lot in some replay analysis, so shout out to him. So what I mean is, again for these components, maybe the 4th component. Okay. He went for economy, and because he has so much economy, he can go now for unit and tech, more or less. Or he goes for tech now. So the only units that he built is now 2 Marines. But that's pretty much it. He didn't have any other units. But it's, for me, quite difficult to do anything because I've only 2 goons. 3 goons now. And yeah, so you have to think about it. What if someone goes for a lot of economy and a lot of tech? What can actually break him? Best thing you can do is a lot of units. A lot of units can break him. That's why you actually see in PvC, Protoss tries to get a lot of tech and a lot of economy in the beginning with this fortress and this cannons, blah blah blah, whatsoever. And what is Dentarg doing? He just builds Hydras. It's pretty much it. The only tech that he goes for is Hydra then, and then he builds Hydras, and then he attacks. And because Protoss has not enough time to get already Storm and Dark Templar and whatever, so he has to build more cannons to survive. And then it depends how many cannons he built, and so on and so on and so on. So that's why units are really, really good to fight against someone who's greedy, especially in terms of economy and tech. It usually works. Sure, it depends, because we have now maybe too many other structures. Maybe the game went differently because it was already far ahead already, whatsoever. But that's something that usually works. The other part would be if he is actually greedy with economy and tech. Maybe I can go for economy and tech too, because he doesn't have any units. How would he kill me? How would he kill me now? He has 2 Marines. I have 3 goons. How would he kill me now? It's not working. It doesn't work. That's not possible. So what I mean is, even if you know that you have to play like, okay, 23 Nexi, 23 pylon. Blah 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 blah. At 620 you have your you should get your third, or maybe at 640. At this part, you can actually try to think about these components and think, okay, he can't kill me, but I can deny his scouting thing. So he usually should go for something like an eBay and get turrets because he doesn't know if there are DTs are coming. Or maybe I went for a proxy rope over here and tried to fly in. So he has to be actually don't know why he actually destroyed it, but he has to be quite defensive right now because he doesn't have the time now to get like 5 tanks or something. So that's something. What I mean is, like, since you have some knowledge about this, it actually can help so much. So I knew, okay, the best thing what I could do is I go now for a lot of economy and try to get maybe later, a little bit later, free gates and stay on a little bit low gas, because there's still that opportunity that he can go for 2 factory with these what is it, like 3 tanks and some marines and attack. So I still have to respect that and have to figure it out. So, but here, like you see, now here, oops, now I get here my Nexi, and you see I have 400 minerals, and I get that Nexi, and I still try to produce. Don't know what is like idling here, whatever. Okay, the other part was quite unfortunate for him because, as you can see, I actually killed his bunker. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was a little bit laggy or something like that, and that actually was quite a turning point, because now I know, oh shit, okay, that actually helped a lot, and I'm not sure what his decision was, and that's why I want to explain later about, or maybe I can explain now about all these decision making. So for me, like I said, I knew I don't have the time, like the 4th component time, to get now arbiters or maybe Reaver, maybe something like that. But I don't. I usually like playing Reavers, but I want to play more standard. I want to improve that more and more. So now I get units and a few more gates. Ah, shit. That's something what I mean. I could have had this 3rd gate much earlier, much earlier, like at least 10 seconds or something like that. So now I actually produce. And here, it was just, we can actually just go back. He lost last one. So, and the thing is, that's what I actually see quite often what players are doing. And that's what I actually did for such a long time too. Because when I see something like this, I saw so many people now, wow, I broke his bunker. Now I can just go for mass units and everything I have, just attack and attack and attack and attack. And it's like, no, wait a second. Tell me what you actually invested your money in. I didn't invest in units. It's only this one gate that's producing. That's the minimum on gates what I actually can have. I have nothing else what I actually produce units on. How should I kill him now? It's not possible. I have only one gate. That's pretty much it. And my plan is to get arbiters, and if possible, like 5 bases. That's my game plan. Not now, because that changed here because I killed that bunker, that I'm now, okay, now I have to kill him. Now I have to do something. No. The thing is, what I tried here was, okay, kill these marines, good. I actually wanted just to check if I can kill the tank, but then I saw, okay. And as you can see now, I had still 2 tanks, 2 goons. And if you watch Bizu, even the Walter Bonneff, sure, Bonneff maybe killed him, otherwise, don't know. But in that situation, when even there are 2 goons, maybe the 3rd one is coming, somewhere like that, he could still try to kill this tank and still produce something and whatsoever. But no. I thought for myself, okay, you know what? I just go back now. It's good. This was quite decent. And the thing is now, I think my observer was quite late. Could have been much earlier. I think I could have had him already in the base. And that's now one big issue of mine, because I couldn't see what he's doing. He has now 4 factories, and I have only not even 3 gates. He could kill me now. And that's the thing. He actually invested his money in some economy, and now he investing all his money in only units. But the only part that actually interrupts him now, because you see, like there's not even where's his armory? Where is his eBay? If I would have had already DTs, I would have won because he has nothing. He's not even mines. So I could have won here because he invests now only in units only in units, and the only part why he actually got behind here is he was supply blocked here. At 52. And the only thing that I do was only attacking with 2 goons here. I just attacked with 2 goons. It's not that I had already 4 goons or something like that. It was just 2 goons attacking there, denying his scout. I did nothing else. And I can tell you, you can do that. You can repair your bunker and be sure that you survive these 2 goons. And because of this, I think he actually panicked. And because of that panic, he actually screwed a lot of things up. And now you can see it's now only 5 worker difference. And now that's the other part. That's what I want to show too. The friend of mine who I told about, he actually told me, "Tell me, why do you want to attack? Do you have to attack?" That's a really, really big question. And what I did so fucking often wrong is I just thought I have to attack, I have to do something. Doesn't matter when, just attack. And even when I was so far ahead, I just thought, okay, now I can kill him, whatever. And then I lose. And it's like, what the fuck? Why? For him right now is he was a little bit unlucky. Because here I saw his tank. If I wouldn't have seen it, they were like walking over there. So I know for the next time, okay, maybe I should position them here. So just in case. But the other part is what he actually did wrong again is, look here, 60-60. He's still 500 minerals. He still can't build now any SCVs, and now I'm ahead in workers. And the thing is, that's what I mean about something about these relative timings. I'm not sure why he actually attacked now, because, like I said, he couldn't see what I'm doing. He's now just guessing. He's just guessing. He's gambling right now what I'm doing. He's just, okay, let's go for 5 factories and attack. But why now? Is there something in timing? Because he can't have +1 or something. He doesn't have an armory. There's no armory, so there's no attack. But why did he attack? So for me, it was lucky for that one. Now he got screwed, doesn't know what he has to do. And for me, it's like, okay, shit. I have to build my goons. Have to be defensive. And maybe even cut probes because he wants to attack and kill me. So about this cutting probes, I want to show you something later. So, but I know now, okay, let's place this observer here because I think we need it for stuff like that. But what I mean is, I think if he hadn't lost his bunker in the beginning, if he wouldn't have been supply blocked twice, and if he would have, now what I'm talking about is relative timings. Let's see. And that's something what I missed so often too, because I think like I have to do something. Is now we watch now this factory. Still no units, still no units, still no units, still no units, but he built it, he invested money. Still no units, still no units, still no units. Now, 1 cycle of units. Still the thing is, he had maybe only 1 cycle of units from this factory. And maybe from them too, so maybe 1 cycle of units. I think not even them. So Let's see. One second. Let's go back. One cycle here, was it? Right. How about the other ones here? Yeah, I think not even that worked correctly. So only one cycle of this factory and this factory. This factory just worked only later, and he walked already out just to attack. And what I'm talking about is this time I think it was a lot about his execution and about his timing, because I think what he actually did was nothing like that you could actually watch in a YouTube tutorial or something like that, because you lost your bunker, you lost some units, like a few more Marines. Imagine if you would have already 2 more Marines, didn't get supply blocked, if you would have had now a few more vultures now. He could have done so much more. He could have such a huge army, because I have only 3 goons, now 4. And maybe I would have had maybe 7 goons or something like that. And maybe he could have already a much bigger army, something like that. So I don't say that he's so bad or something like that. No. I mean, like, sometimes you have to focus on the fundamental, and that's so important. And that's what I mean. It's like, I actually need to fight against this, and the best part that I can do is like getting more units. If I would have scouted that already, if my observer would have been much earlier and I would have seen that, I would have gone for 6 gates or something like that. But the thing is, just imagine if you would have like 30 tanks. Just imagine this number. If you would have 30 tanks, would you have gone like 1 by 1? Or would you have gone with 30 tanks and tried to attack? And that's the thing. You have to think about it. Like, one factory is like 200 minerals and 100 gas. If he would have stayed maybe on 3 factories and would have built all the time units, I think he could have even had a much better army on that part. But if you go for factories, then you have to be a little bit more patient, and try to do that. So let's check that again here. And it's what I'm talking about. Like, what I have to do is now get units, get fucking units, don't get supply blocked, get probes. Maybe probes depends now, because it depends how hard his push is. But at least I have to focus now on goons, and I will talk about that later again. What you focus on. And now if you see, now his units are so separated. You can just see here his units. So now he has to go back here. He has only 2 tanks. He doesn't know where he has to go. My 3 goons can actually cut off a little bit these vultures. And now just imagine these 4 vultures. Oops. Fuck. If these 4 vultures would have been in this army, there wouldn't be like 2 vultures. There will be now 6 vultures. 6 vultures. Sure, maybe I would have 1 or 2 goons more. But if he would have already a bigger army, maybe even a little bit later, that might do so much more damage. Because if he has speed vultures, why not just scouting first where my army is or what I do? Because that's what I mean. He is so super blind. He's now super blind. He doesn't know. He doesn't know where my stuff is. The only thing that he knew was that I went for 23 next time. Let's watch it again. That. So. Okay, so he just went out, but he doesn't know what happened. Sure, that's something what I think it's in Starker quite sometimes is stupid about this game, because if you think like I said in Free H Hydra Bust or something like that, there's not a lot about oh, you have to scout so properly and then you can win or something like that. So it's more about just make Hydras go and then then it can work. Or like the 5 pool. 5 pool is so much about, okay, you scout the opponent in the right direction, he scouts your last, and your 6 links already in his base, you won. So, and to be honest, I know TY2 is like playing that so much, and I think he's even a huge guide about how to play it, and even play in a late game if it comes to that. It's like, so what the fuck? But to be honest, I think it's sometimes, and that's something that annoys me a lot about this game, is about these, how, how that game can go on just because someone gambles. And to be honest, what he does here in this game is a gamble. It's a gamble because he doesn't know. It's like, he doesn't know what I have. What if I have 2 base, 6 gates, and Mars units? He would just be... I could have just rolled him over then. What if I have TTs? If I would have TTs, he would be dead. So... And that's what I mean. So, like, tech can beat very often just units, but you need like tech and units. If you go for tech and units, then you're really, really strong. That's the best thing you can do. But usually, if someone goes for tech and units, he doesn't have drones or workers. What I mean, sorry. So, one last thing that I want to show here about all this game plan stuff, and I have to focus on that too. It's like, what the fuck? I'm so bad sometimes. So, one part what I think about is a lot of people are always, oh look, wow, look how he attacks here. No, he has to go back. Every time when you're casting something, it's like, whoa, shit, oh look, oh crap, and then oh, he has to go back. He loses that arbiter, and then oh, this tank, can he get this tank? Oh my god, oh, he loses his tank. Oh shit, that's so huge and whatsoever. So that's what you always get in the cast. But don't be too distracted by that, because to be honest, I think the most important part, I think if I stream or cast some CPL, I think I would actually go in your base and then I would say, oh look, he has his his forge in time, and he has his citadel in time, or wow, look, he has his academy in time, or whatever, because that is... This is so dumb in this game, but it's actually so much more important. That's so much more important instead of looking like what happened here. For me now is, I saw with my observer that he goes now quite greedy and tries to do something with this 3rd base. So I see this now, okay. And I thought, okay, he has only 2 tanks here. Now I can try to attack him, because I have so many goons. But now I saw, oh shit. There are now so many vultures. And to be honest, right now, I don't know if I'm really ahead in this game. And that's something what I want to tell you about is, in situations like this, especially when with harass and attack and whatsoever, it's really difficult to know what to do or how far ahead you are or not and whatsoever. Like I mentioned, the thing is, if you watch this now, shit, Terran gets his 3rd quite early, I guess. So maybe it's okayish, but he's quite early because I have still my 3rd, and I still don't have a 4th or a 5th. So fuck, what should I do? Should I panic now and try to force myself to attack here, so that he has to die, he has to die here? But oh fuck, he has so many witches here. Oh shit, fuck. What if he actually just walks in and kills now all my probes? Okay, I have to decide now. Should I try to kill this? Because he can't get his 3rd because I have my 3rd, but he can't his 3rd because I need my 4th and 5th then. So what should I do? I actually thought about, okay, my game plan, and that's what I do for so many years completely wrong and still do. Is like, oh, what the fuck? My game plan is, if I get my 3rd base, I try to get my 4th and 5th base. That's my game plan. And into arbiters, into maybe side storm, stuff like that. So that's my game plan. And now, and that's what Jae-yoon said, but I didn't actually check. I didn't get it what he meant when he said that. He said you have to know, you need to have a game plan, how to win this game. And it's, in my opinion, it's such a high value if you know how to win this game. And that's what I mean about how to be greedy, how to be aggressive, how to be what counters what with economy, tech, and units and so ever. Blah 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 blah. Thing is, right now, if he kills now all my probes, because look, I have nothing. I have nothing here to protect my probes. If he just walks in and kills everything, I'm so freaking dead. To be honest, I didn't know that I'm now 20 probes, more or less like 20 workers ahead. That I already at 8:48, I have already my workers. I never imagined it. It was like, what the fuck? Well, why I never play every day like this? Like, what the fuck? So, but right now it's like quite difficult to decide. But I thought, no, wait, that's not my game plan. If it would have worked, if I could kill him here, would be super huge, would be super nice. But okay, no, just forget it. Just get back. Kill all the stuff. Okay. And that's another part. What I learned recently when Quark played against Crossy was Crossy. And look, you see here now, because I paid attention to this, I could go now for my 4th and could clear all this. And that's an interesting part, because he actually was now so focused on all that stuff here that I think he didn't build. Yeah, you see, still no SCVs. Still no SCVs. Still no SCVs. How should he? Okay, 2 of them. But okay, now he builds it. Okay, but now is +1. And I nearly, is it now 2-1? No, it's in the first one. But even my +1 is earlier than his +1. I think that's huge. So, so the thing is, like I said, he played against Crossy. Crocker played against Crossy. Crossy told Quark it's really important to cut this the scouting or like the map control, or like his vision of Zerg. So it's not about that Corsair has to kill all the overlords in the beginning, but the Corsair, the main reason in the beginning is to scout what Zerg is doing, and later try to cut all his scouting units, like some links around some positions, or even the overlords, just to kill all that stuff with maybe a DT. And then you can go for an attack, because then the Zerg is like, oh shit, where's his army? I have to check. Maybe this army's already here, something like that. Same goes for PvT too. I'm not sure about CVT and all that stuff, but maybe similar. In PvC, it's about PvT. It's more about, why didn't I get like maybe 4 goons, 4 runes? The other goons are now here, 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 maybe here, and here. Some of them, so just spreading a little bit, because even if they're like now 4 vultures, I think I should actually defend that. And then get like maybe 4 goons. I have to check down how many, but I think 4 goons should be fine. And kill now all the mines. Because if I would have killed that now, I wouldn't run into it. And on the other part, he doesn't know what's happening here. Is there an army coming here or not? So that's some knowledge that actually helps. And like I said, now my game plan, get my 4th at 9:30. I think that's okay, because we had so much harassment and all that stuff. I get now my other terminal is quite late, but I'm not sure if it's actually okay-ish, because we had such a long fight all the time. I think I should be fine. So, but now I thought about, yeah, okay, I saw, now he gets now 6 factories or something like that, but I already have 4 gates, 5, 6 gates. I get now soonish my arbiter. So I think I should be fine. Should be okay. Okay, now I actually killed here some stuff. Okay, fine. So so I get my 5th, and now for my part, it was just a lot about, okay, my game plan is get my 5th. I get my 5 bases. I know against Terran it's so fucking difficult to attack somehow, so don't waste them now. So that's the game plan. Like, he was greedy. He was greedy here. He was greedy with his 3rd. I could have attacked him if I would have already invested maybe in 6 gates and a shuttle and then just go in, stuff like that. Or I could be even greedy too, just to get all that stuff. But right now, I'm actually just unsure if I'm ahead or if or who's ahead or what's the situation. I think that's really difficult. But I think with experience, it gets better and better. But I knew I shouldn't lose now, or not completely. Oh fuck, I will lose for sure, or something like that. And for me, it was like, okay, now I try to. Oh fuck, oh shit, I try to kill now all his vultures and so on. So now I try to do scouting. So I knew the most possible part where he actually wants to expand is here. But this observer here, I think I've used them on patrol then. Let's see. It's now going here. And like I said, now I actually stabilize or get more or less now my goal. I have now 2 forges, okay, maybe too early, don't know. I have now 5 bases. Now my gates. Try to macro as good as I can. This gate is not working, so that's an error. This one has like 3 solids, so it's not really good neither. And as you can see, he tried to kill now some of my probes, but he get like maybe 2. It's annoying, but it wasn't really that bad because I had 2 cannons. So he lost now 10 vultures for mine. Oh, what the fuck? For mining time, and 2 cannons, and 2 probes, and he lost like 10 vultures, something like that. So I thought like, I think it was maybe more good for me. So we see, oh shit, there are so many vultures over there, so maybe we can try to kill them. I wasn't sure about how many units there are, but I was already 200. I have already 3k plus, so I actually thought, okay, let's go inside here and try to attack and whatsoever. And now I think what I could have done already would be getting Storm, getting High Templars, and what I actually do is already my units are here, and now I can actually go and try to get this base over here. So this is now something about being a passive aggressive, in my opinion, because he is still on 3 bases and he has only 2 gas, so he has to do something now. And I think an attack here is like, yeah, could maybe work, but why just go with some vultures that you maybe kill some probes instead of using your whole army or something like that. But as you can see, that's the other part. His tech is not really good. He has only 1-1. Other people at 15 what's it called? At 15 minutes, maybe sometimes are already going for the 3-2 or something like that. So that could help a lot too. And now you see, I just attack here, and it's over. So like, okay, now he killed maybe a few probes, but he lost now his whole vulture count. Let's see. He has so many tanks. He has a lot of tanks. So for me, it would be suicide just to attack here. But he has now no vultures. So if he would now try to attack, it wouldn't work. He has no vultures. He has no vultures. So for me, it's now, okay, I think I can actually get this base. We could actually watch the whole game and so on, but what I actually talking about is this gameplay thingy. And I think that actually helped me a lot too. Because like I said, usually in a situation like this, like here, let's see. Like here. If he gets his 3rd now and I have only my 3rd, blah, 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 whatsoever. Usually I would panic and just say, oh shit, I have to attack, I have to attack, I have to attack. But no, I didn't. And that's what I mean about game plan. It's like, sure, it's super frustrating if you actually try to play still passive and whatsoever, and then you still lose. It's like, what the fuck? Ah, hatred. But I think if you still check all that stuff, like even for Love Snow, I think this game could have been completely different if you would have paid a little bit more attention to the bunker. Would have waited a little bit longer until he gets shot more vultures. Maybe tanked more. Then he would have attacked, or maybe scouted with ACV noch again, or with a vulture. Then maybe this game could have been completely different instead of, okay, I have some units just attack. And for me, it's still the same shit. My observatory, or like my observer, was just too late. It was still not in the base. I didn't really recognize that it was a 4 factory or something like that. So, and at this part, you know how to improve. And then the game is a little bit more relaxing, I would say. Because as you can see now, he is now at 400 APM. And to be honest, I think you never need over 300 APM. I know so many people, I think even Mondragon, maybe one of the most talented Zerg players in the whole world, was at 120 APM or something like that. So I actually watched one replay and I saw like the APM of 120 or 150. It's like, what the fuck? I just thought it would be like at 300 or 400 or something like that. So don't force yourself to play with such high APM if you still don't get your stuff correctly. Sure, sometimes I have a little bit, but to be honest, I'm not really like clean all the time and stuff like that. I try to focus on that stuff. For me, it's more about that I clicked too much 182 4 182 3 182. I think that's something what I do quite often, and I think I should stop that. So maybe a little bit less APM and maybe more APM would work. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, so much for that. Okay, to this part I really talked a lot. If no one has any questions, I would show you something else, but you can, if you have a question about this game, then please ask now. I wait for a few seconds because I will have to drink something. Some water, yes. And if you have a question, please let me know, or I will continue. I just hope you guys think it's interesting, so. Yeah. So if no one has any specific question, then I would go on. Don't know, is someone talking? No, not sure. Okay. So, okay, the other part, what I actually see so much, even endearing and whatsoever, it makes me crazy. You guys, you try so hard on sniping stuff. It's like, yeah, sure, it's nice, but oops. But to be honest, it's not worth it. It's just freaking not worth it. Let's see, 1 second. I have to. There, against Crowbar. So Crowbar, I'm not sure, is he C rank, stuff like that. So I think he's quite decent. I really like his playstyle, but there's so much that he can focus on. And now I just want to tell you again about his components and all that stuff, and how to improve here. Like, let's see. So I told Crowbar, hey, let's just practice. So I hoped he was not like, oh shit, he wants to, I want to cheese him or something like that. So just practice, and especially what I see so much is about everyone tries to play, like I said, like a pro gamer. The first thing what we have now is, 1 second, there is the SCV. The SCV going, what is it, that 13 supply SCV, something like that. So he goes for scouting whatsoever, that's nice. So let's watch this over here. So it's walking. And now bang. That's the first thing. The game took like 3 minutes, and we have already the first error, like the first mistake that actually happened to him. I'm not here like, oh, Crowbar is a bad. No. The thing is, I just want to show how difficult this fucking game is. Because for me, it was like, every time when I played against Zerg, I was every time going for the pylon scout into getting my Fortune 11 and then the second scout And then later I played and I thought, oh, shit, why am I actually losing all the freaking time against Zerg? I don't get it. I build probes, I build SCVs, I build Zealots, I get my shitting Sares, and every time when I move out, I just lose. Why? And sure, I don't have like all these replays from 5 years ago, but I would really imagine that my probe count was fucking bad. Maybe when I should have 42 or 44, maybe have only 30 or 35, something like that. And my production on the units was maybe super bad and whatsoever. The only thing that maybe worked was the pylon and then the forge or something like that. Maybe the neck size. So, but that's the thing. You see, like he went for this normal standard scouting time and whatsoever, and then he just got supply blocked. That means for me, I killed already for him, of him, like, don't know, maybe 2 SCVs or something. That leads to he loses so many minerals and resources. Maybe even a second marine, don't know. So it means like already a few units died, and nothing happened. Let's see, is it here? So and now we have second part. I think he gets actually. See here, SCV's cutting here. So and I didn't do anything here. I just checked if he has a CC here, and now it's just a normal one goon being annoying, nothing else. Okay, that was good. Just one shot, that's fine. But as you can see, think 1 second. I think he was supply block there again. Yeah, he's supply blocked again for a long time, and he can't build anything. Still supply blocked. Still supply blocked. Now he has supply, but he was now twice supply blocked in the beginning, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. The only thing that happened was that SCV was watching now, where am I? And the other part was one goon is just walking in and check, oh, what is he doing? That's pretty much it. But that just shows how freaking hard this fucking game is. And here you see the next part is, to be honest, I was quite confused about what he actually did. I thought, should be a factory expand, I guess, because I saw his CC building. But now his tank shoots me at 5 minutes. Usually your tank could be out at, what is it, I think 440 and could shoot me. So I have it quite often against really good players that I'm like coming with my goon, shooting once and then going back because the tank is already there. And that's what I mean. It's like in the beginning you can do so many things that could actually help you. Look, here is now no SCVs are building, still no building, and it means only because I went inside with that goon just to check what he's doing and then later just shooting that. It's not only, oh look, he killed some stuff and whatsoever. No. That actually led me that he is now behind of SCVs. He should be, I think, around the same SCVs or something like that, but I can still tell because he was twice supply blocked in the beginning. And that actually was super huge. Because I think he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff, what he should do, because all that other stuff looks quite decent. And it's the funny part about that's what I mean. Usually, in all these tutorials and so on, it's like, oh look, if you're going inside at 7 minutes or blah blah blah, you see that he is doing that and that. Another part is what I mean about scouting that I can show you on both sides. Now I see, okay, there's only one factory. There are turrets over here. Second factory is building. So for me as Protoss, I shouldn't be afraid that there are now 500 tanks are coming. I even see now an academy building, so I know, okay, he's going now for tech and only for unit production thingies, but not really a huge amount, so it should be fine. I think I can still stay on frigates and get my arbiter stuff So can go for tech and still go for economy. That's what I mean about all that scouting thingy. So I just know he goes for tech and economy, so I can go for economy and tech. Should be fine, should be fine. And that's what usually like old pro gamers are doing, so then you know it's fine. And I even saw now the armory, so I know, okay, there shouldn't be now any kind of super crazy all-in or super crazy mass factory thingy. And now he just overmade it with the turrets here. And sure, even if he goes now for a 5-fac attack or something like that, I think it will be still too late, because he has now only 2 factories. I have soon Arbiter. Yeah, soon have Arbiters. I get now 6 gates, something like that. And it's another part about cutting things. That's what Quark actually said quite often too. I think even Terrans and even Protoss have to cut something. And I will show you something there. And that's the other part about what you can think about. What should you cut in this game? Sure, sometimes you don't have the money in the beginning, but sometimes you have to think about what could you cut in this game. And that's what actually was in this tutorial video of what Light was mentioning. He actually said once, and it's what actually was for me sometimes a little bit confusing, or he said, when you have these 7 goons, so you have now 4, now 7 are coming now. After that, you don't need any more goons. It's not necessary. So the thing is, why should I build goons anymore? Why? Shouldn't I build them anymore? It's like, I need units, right? I need units, right? No? Don't need units? So the thing is, what he meant is, if you have the 7 goons, you have, in comparison to the Terran, quite a strong army. Sure, if you have still a lot more tanks or something like that, you can still die, but you have still 3 gateways now here. And if you would see now something coming, then you can still compare, oh, could I die now because he attacks me? Or not, so depends. But then you can say, oh no, doesn't look really good. I get more units, so I get focusing on these units now. So, but I go now scouting. I think that was quite late, but yeah, don't know, just try to figure something out. And now I can really relax because I know, okay, he's not attacking. He can't have that much unless it's like maybe a proxy factory, but I think that's not working, something like that. So, okay. So, but what I mean is, as you can see, only 1 factory. I didn't build any more goons, but why should I? Let's see what he has. There's now 4 tanks. I think he could have, let us say, maybe 5 or 6 tanks, but even if he would have 5 or 6 tanks, it's not a lot about that you say, oh, he just attacks and I die. Because 7 goons 6 against 6 tanks, I can win, or I can at least push him back. And on the other part, I can still produce some, and my units are produced faster than his. And when he attacks here, I have already 10. Maybe I can even get a shuttle, something like that. But that's another story. But what I mean is really about why should you cut something? Is it on purpose? Or is it just because you're bad and you're not fast enough to get that? Because as you can see right now, I have the money. I have the money now for 3 more goons. I would have had the money now for 3 more goons. But the thing is, why should I go now for units? Can I attack? Let us see. No. That's not working. I can't attack. Because the thing is, my game plan is I'm going for 3 base or maybe 5 bases then later. And getting arbiters. And why arbiters? Sure, because recall and stasis and all that stuff. But what I mean is, if I would go now for all these units, just because, oh, I have gates, I have 3 gates and they have to do something, right? They have to do something, right? Right? Or am I wrong? So now I built more goons so that I just have them. And then what happens? My tech would be late. If I would have just produced now some goons because I have the gates, my tech would be late. The same goes for every race. That's not about, oh, that's only here because of no. That's every race. Part is really like, do I need now build Hydras if I want to build if I need now the lurker tech? You have to think about it, like even if you get goon range is 150, 150. That means without goon range, I can have like one goon more in a fight against in PvT, for example. But the difference is just if the other one has goon range and you have maybe one goon more, then you just die because the macro is better, stuff like that. But you still think about it, what you use your money in. I use my money now for tech. What is that? 150, 100 something? And that is 150, 200, something like that. Let us say this one is at least worth of 3 goons. That's 1 goon, whatever. So that's at least worth 3 goons. Okay, that was bad. Should have built more probes here. Because I have the money, so that was just a mistake. That was now a mistake. That was a mistake for sure. Could have had already more money whatsoever. So my gameplay was definitely not S rank. I think not even B rank, but it's okay. So yeah. I think I don't even need that pylon. You see, like, why did I build that pylon? It's like it's just so much supply. What the fuck? Maybe I just build it now. I think I was figuring out if I can how to get a wall here, but that's what I mean. Sometimes it's a question: do I need the tank now? Or could I actually have built already a starport? Do I have all my upgrades here? You have to think about it, like, I don't know shit about Terrans usually, or like how to play them. But because of this, just of this knowledge about for what you can actually use your money and why should you use something? Do you need something? No, I just think about why not just getting like focusing on getting your upgrades. I think you could have had already the upgrade for the mines and all that stuff instead of getting another tank. Okay, sure, he's now quite worth it because what if I have like 7 tanks or something, 7 goons or something like that? Sure, but now when he has now the siege, 3rd tank, 4th tank, like here he has now 4 tanks. He still doesn't have the academy, so that's the thing. He has now all the turrets, but I'm just not sure about the comsat. If maybe he could have already used his money. Okay, now he's supply blocked again, but maybe he could have had already academy, getting comsat, and maybe already scouted what I'm doing. I'm just not sure. I don't want to confuse someone with that, but that's just something what I think about. Like, what can you actually cut on? Because now he actually goes for a 5th tank. And the question is a little bit about is it really necessary? Is it really necessary to get that, or is there a possibility that he could have seen what I'm doing? Because sure, now he's blind. He's blind. He doesn't know if maybe there's like 10 goons here already, but he's a little bit blind. But how could he actually change that? Speed vultures, maybe 1 vulture, maybe not SCV academy, so that he doesn't play blind. Because I know maybe he has like really often like on ladder that now few salads, speed salads, and whatsoever is now attacking or something like that. But I think there's still a possibility, especially in PvT or TvP at that part, that you could actually optimize on something else. And that's what I mean. Like sometimes you can cut stuff that make actually sense. Or here, for example, he could cut this tank, get more SCVs, and get his mine upgrade, or vulture speed upgrade, whatever, something like that. So that's what I'm thinking about quite often. Like, even if I don't know now how Terrans work, that could actually be a solution for something. So something about that. And now, sure, because of all his supply blocks, he actually got now quite far behind because I didn't do anything, and he has now 50 SUVs. But that's fine. It's like there is so much potential that he can still work on. He is still not a third. You see, he's like 11 minutes in the game, and he's still not a third. And that's why for me it's a little bit, I have to check if I don't die now, because there's still a possibility that he goes now for F3-2 attack or something like that. But it's an interesting part. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to have units just to get his third quite safely and whatsoever. But like I said, just in the beginning here, everything was quite late. And on some part he could actually optimize stuff. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to think about all your components. Like, is it really necessary that I need units now? Is it really necessary that I attack now? Because even if he's like 300 or 400 MR difference between us, I still have to respect him as a player and what he has, especially as a Terran, especially. Sure, I think if I would have had already maybe a shuttle and flying inside here, maybe I could do something. But like I said, it's not really my game plan. I think if my game plan would be busting here, I would have gone for robotics and something like that, and then I would have attacked something like that. Sure, now he sees too much money, no gas. It's quite difficult. And now it's the interesting part. What I actually talked with him about. This part now is now his game decision making. He actually wants to get a fourth. So why not doing that? The issue is quite often when you watch some pro gamers playing, they are just so good, they can actually try to push here, maybe already getting their units up here to even secure the space by this push, and try to threaten these spaces here. And in the meantime, they get this fourth. Just think about it. It's like that's what pro gamers usually do, or like really good players, whatever. I think even Taro and all these people, I think, can do that or do that all the time. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie about anything, but that's something what I think that people are doing. So 2-1. I've already 2-0. Okay, shit. Okay. So 2-1, still good, but not great enough. 3-2 would be much better. We're already at 4 minutes. Let's see. And you see? Yeah. Oh shit, he has no gas. Okay, that's one issue. Okay, but he wants to get this fourth base. Let's see. Still not working. Still doesn't do anything here. Still doesn't do it. And now his only attempt to get his fourth base is now. Okay, let's get here maybe these tanks here. And now he got a little bit. Oh shit! What should I do? What the fuck? Now he's flying slowly over there. Okay, good. Gets one mine over there. Okay. And now that's the other part. Now he didn't know how to secure that. And what he could have done already, because that was his game plan. His game plan was he wants to get his fourth because he needs a third gas. So why not getting already SCVs, getting the depot wall here, maybe some tanks already, some or at least maybe let us say first some vultures, get some mines over here, come with the SCVs, get the posts over here, get some turrets over here, and then fly your command center over here, get your gas because it's really important. But yeah, okay, sure, now I actually attack here, and from this part on it's quite over here. And now he just panics, and now he just thought about, okay, I will just try to attack. Sure, it was still a decent fight, it was really good for him, so it's good. But that's what I mean, is like, if he would have had already conquered this part here, and try to secure this one, it would be a much better position for him, because now it's so much about he has no gas, and that's why he actually loses. And that's what I mean. Is like, if all the beginning would have been much smoother for him, and if he would even now, if he would have protected now his fourth, he could still have a shot to win this game. Sure, it will be hard, but it wouldn't end here now. Because he still, look, he still did a lot of damage. I was still threatened here, and I thought like, oh shit, I actually lost a lot of units. Sure, I have already these gates here and already more stargates. His fourth is still destroyed, but that's the thing. He's telling me now, because he's still not trying to secure this one, that he's more or less all in now. As you can see now, only 53 SCVs now, and he tries to attack here. So it's more or less an all in. But to be honest, there are now 2 bases here, and even if he kills these 2 bases, I have still 4 bases. I think I could even take that one. And even on 4 bases, it's 3 bases against 4, and this one is only mineral only, and really late, whatsoever, blah, 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 blah. And that's really, really hardcore. It's really... But what if he actually could take this base here? What if he could take just this part? I think it could be still different, because he still has so many minerals. He just needs gas, and then he could play this even longer, and it wouldn't end here. And he could already have that 3-2 much earlier and whatsoever, and then it would be such a different game. Such a different game. But I mean, like, it's like, it's just a difference. Sure, like I mentioned, I think we have at least 300 MR difference or something like that. But just imagine if I would be at 1,600 MR2, so like only a difference of 50, then maybe he could have won this game just because he went here and macro better or something like that. Maybe even saying, okay, attacking here is like really bad for me, or I don't feel confident, whatever, then maybe I just get a 5th base, something like that. Because a friend of mine told me too, the only part as a Terran why you should attack is only when he gets his edge bases, could be, or if he gets carriers. That's something what you can think about and try to improve on, or like thinking about. Yeah, and the other part, what I want to show. This one is against Crowbar 2. And it's just this beginning here. So now that's the part. I was super surprised to see this move out here. So I just want to check, okay, does he have CC, didn't see it? And now this part here. So usually it's like everyone, wow, look, wow, shit, oh shit, he gets his goon, wow, nice, wow, the first goon died, wow, what the fuck. So awesome and whatsoever. Sure, it was a good move, for sure. I don't want to deny that. I don't want to say, oh, bad. No. It was really good. It was a good move. And I could have been more cautious about it, especially when my goon has no shields anymore. But let's look here again. Still no SCVs, still no SCVs. He has so much money, still no SCVs. And as you can see, because just of this move here, he lost maybe 2 SCVs already? Just to get 1 goon. And that's what I really want to tell you guys, is at least you're not B rank or something like that. Don't try to force all the freaking time, something like that. I've even played against A ranks in a CVP who didn't try to snipe all my high Templars all the freaking time. So don't over force everything that you do. Because if you do something like this, it can actually, it can just break you like that. Another part what I want to show is about the SCV count, or like probe count on the sum, and how you can try to. I actually played the BVCL, BWCL. So that's me here, and it's my opponent. Unfortunately, I lost. I was really mad, but okay. So I still have to figure out how to do that. So like the thing is, I usually go 2-gate, 3 salads. I don't want to go too much detail on this one. For me, it was like, okay, he has no many salads, and I'm not sure if he goes for something like mass salads, speed salads, and attack or something like that. So I was a little bit unsure. But as you can see right now, I still have 4 more probes. I still get even more probes. I'm quite safe, so I shouldn't die right now because I have 4 salads and already some goons. I would be really surprised to die right now. But the thing is, I don't know where his army is and what he's doing right now, because he could have gone for a 3-gate, whatever. But what I want to show is the following. So, I actually got now my next side. Try to get now my Reaver. And I actually managed, and it was quite nice, I actually managed to see that he doesn't have a second base. So he has not a second base. And I actually saw, oh shit, that's just a 3-gate Reaver attack. And the first thing, and it's what I'm talking about all these, when should I cut something? And why you lose, even if, look, I have 14 more probes than him. And he's now even going for an Exile. That it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why should he go now for an Exile? He has no probes. Even if you get an Exile now, it's like he has no probes. So why bother? But for me, it's a thing. I still produced some, and at that part, I should have just got more and more defensive stuff. I think it was okay just to get on the ramp. I have to check that out. It's like, oh, so difficult sometimes. I think it was just a good decision to say, okay, I go to the high ground, but maybe I should have got maybe more. Oh, I don't know. Maybe already more gates and more focusing on getting. Yeah, maybe it didn't need that server here. Don't know. It's difficult to say, but yeah. But what I mean is like, when he attacks now, he can only attack from here or here. So that pylon was quite nice just to see it. So we have now that engagement, and that worked quite shitty. Maybe I just should have stayed over there, just to wait instead to attack. Maybe stuff like that. So disappointing. So the thing is, even if he gets now that next eye, I would be so far ahead. I have 14 more probes. So for me, it's a thing. I don't have to attack. I don't have to attack. I just need to defend. Because he wants to be the attacker. He invested in units. He invested in units and tech. His tech is his Reaver and the goons. I invested in probes a lot. Sure, in tech too, but not so much in units. So if I would have got a little bit more time just to defend, then maybe this whole game could be a little bit different. But no, I just lost so much. If I would have killed just these units, then fuck. I could have won this game, really. Like, could have won this game. But that's what I mean. Is like, he invested in units and in tech. And that kills usually people who are going for economy. So my part should be just, okay, I have to be defensive. I don't need any more probes. Even now I could be still ahead with 5 probe lead or something like that. So that's the difficult part, because everyone is like, oh, when should I build probes? When should I stop building probes? Thing is, you should just get like 23 for 1 base, 44 for 2 bases, and something around 60, 65 for 3 bases. If you want to play like this. The part why we actually get more probes earlier, it's just the part that we can slowly expand over here, and then the outcome of the expansion would be super great. So now I have 30 probes. Let's see, soon a little bit more than 30. And just assume that he would have gone for a normal next size, something like that. Then I could have maybe went with 10 probes over here, and that outcome over here would be really nice. Then maybe I need maybe 6 more probes, 7 more probes, and then the next side would work really, really well. That's what I mean. It's like people are always asking, oh, how many probes should I build? Oh, what should I do? And how many ACVs? It really depends about how much your opponent is doing. The same goes for a 5-fac attack. If you're if a PvT opponent is going for a 5-factory push, then you just have to check out if he's going for a more economic factory push. That means he invests in, sure, he invested a lot in units and tech, but still in economy too, but not that much like in a normal opening. And if you see, oh, okay, he actually built like no economy at all, like super low SCVs, then you just need a lot of gates and a lot of units too that you can counter that. Maybe even DTs or whatsoever, depends what you're doing. And then you can cut probes and then maybe build these probes later. So sometimes you have still 50 minerals left, and then maybe you build like 1 probe or something like that. And that can actually help. Other part, so I think that can actually help too, is now here. Played that today too. Was a PVC. That guy was around 1,800, a little bit less than that. So I went for that standard thingy. Blah, blah, blah. He went for 12 hatch. I tried to bait him with my pylon here. Went for the next side, whatever. So just that. Blah, blah, blah. So, and yeah. So, okay. So I actually saw that he went for Lair. There was one thing. But he could still go for Hydra. I think my set timing was okay-ish, I think. Could be a little bit earlier. But now I actually went for Scouting. And now I'm just trying to figure out what he's doing. Here I was not sure. Oh shit. He invested in units. Is he trying to Lingle in me now? So maybe it's better to get a second gate. Just to be sure that there's not like a lot of units right now. So here's another hatchery. And now I see the hydrogen. I see already a second gas, so I have to be really careful. That means he will get a lot of. That means he's now on tech and on economy, but he still invested some in units, but I think was not really necessary. So now I have just to check about his, and this one actually tells me, okay, he's going for Spire. I think I should have scouted the Spire earlier, I guess. That was not really good of me, but it actually worked out because at the same time, I killed that Overlord here. I killed so many Overlords and killed so much stuff, so I had to rebuild all the time Overlords, and I could just fly away, so that's fine. So the thing is right now, he had a really greedy opening with 12 hatch. And he could be already really far ahead. I think I killed like 5 Overlords already. I killed 5 Overlords already. That should actually take me really far ahead, I guess. And my time here was good. Thing could be better. So now I try to attack. Like the normal PvZ thing, you see? So try to attack here. So now I see, oh, a lot of units already. Okay. So what does that, let's see. So what does that actually imply? Shit. Deadlock. What does that imply if he has now so many units right now? Because for me, it was like, okay, 1 second. I killed him now so many overlords in the beginning. He has now so many units right now, like so many links. Let's see, it's like 9 links, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 hydras already. Even that I killed 5 overlords. I killed 5 overlords. I killed so many. And now he has now 9 hydras and 11, no, 9 links. There's so many units right now. Oh, there's even 10th hydra. So what does that imply right now? So what should I think about it? What should I think right now? I should think I should be really careful right now. Because he had already early gas. Maybe lurkers are coming, but I'm not sure. And I should be now more defensive. That's why it's so important to get a High Templar and a Psystorm already. Because I knew, oh shit, okay. I actually lost all my Zealots. My Zealots are dead. That's the only survivor here. But it actually worked out, I guess, was okay because he has lost mining time, lost drones, lost units. Because of all that happened, I thought like that should actually favor me still. You see, I killed so many overlords. So many. Again, here, bang, bang, bang. So many. Oops. Shit. 1 second. There it is. The funny part is he is now at 50. Okay. So, but the other part that I thought, okay, it looks quite a lot that he tries to kill me now. And that's what you can see. He has now only 29 drones. 29, even that he went for a 12 hatch earlier and so on. So I'm ahead a lot. I should be ahead a lot. But I want to show you something that I think that's now really, really dangerous or difficult. Okay, now I even killed 4 drones or something like that, so even more ahead now. But I still have to be careful. I have only 3 cannons, 5 solids, and have 1 storm, second storm, but it's good to rally points over here. So, like I said, if I have invested in so much resources in economy and tech, then my next part should be really, okay, which tech do I need? Maybe I need observer tech, because he could go now for hydras, or I mean lockers and goons maybe. That's why maybe it can go. And I need more gates, so I can still play this calmly. Because look here, he has now so many units, so many, like 12 hydras, 8 links, maybe even more hydras. Okay, so there's still a huge army. If you think about it, it's like, what the fuck? I have only 5 sellers because I lost all my sellers and 2 high templars almost here. I don't have anything. That's why I can only defend. I can only defend now. I can only defend now. So, sure, the T being annoying. Coursers trying to fly around. So in here right now, I try to use Storm just to get rid of some Hydras, but I still try to get back, as you can see. As you can see, even all that stuff happened before. I think he lost nearly every Overlord that he built. And he still can be a threat. Sure, you can say, oh, look, you have 900 minerals, whatever. Okay, I know. But that's why I'm not S rank. But even still, when he has low worker count, everybody can still be a threat. Doesn't matter if it's PvT, CVC, CVT, or every matchup. If your opponent has less workers than you, then usually it means he invested all time to produce units. That means you went for economy tech, usually, and he invested much more in maybe in units and tech, and that units and tech is better than is much stronger than economy and tech, but only in the part of time, because if you can actually defend yourself, unless you get enough units, that's what I mean about time. It's the best part here.
Right now, I have a big issue. I can't really attack right now. It's difficult. But I need maybe these units here. Use all my money. And maybe now, because he lost so many units, maybe now I can actually try to bust out. And as you can see, even difference here. Yeah, here's nearly nothing anymore. The only part what I should do is now get my units, because I should be ahead. Now I have 8 gates, whatsoever. Everything could be earlier, whatsoever. Upgrades, let's see. Upgrades are now 1-1. That's really good. And here's still 1-0, so even my upgrades are better. So I think if I would have mass goons, I could just attack. And yeah, and the thing is now, that's the other part. Should I attack now? Should I attack? Sure, the game is unfortunately over now. But should I attack? In my opinion, there's still a possibility because we had now so much exchange. But I think there would be still an opportunity if I would have scouted with my shares. Over here, let's see if he's actually trying to be greedy. No. So maybe he's going still for more units. So that he can survive. Because as you can see, 5, 12, 12, 12. Around 17 Hydras, and I have only 7 goons. 8 goons, 5 Zealots, 1 High Templar without Storm. Better upgrades, but I still get these other upgrades, even another part of better upgrades. I think the best opportunity would be now get more units, still produce units, slowly expand, wait for your timing with this 2-2. And if I have that and secured my third base, I think I could have attacked and kill him. And that's what I want to tell you guys about how to think about sometimes about these games. Because as you can see, sure, I want to go outside just to check if I can attack and whatsoever. But as you can see, these games are so freaking hard, especially in these lower level games, because so many people gamble about, okay, I just go to T's and attack, or I just make a lot of gateways and attack and whatsoever. In all these games and or even like I said in the cast, what I mean is about even with my SARS here, as you can see, like even a little bit later, 1 second. So usually that's another part what actually happens quite often. Right now I killed now so many overlords with my SARS. And every caster would say, wow, he's so dominant, he would win and whatsoever. But the other part is, quite often people just don't scout correctly what he's actually doing. And then at the same time, you don't get your shit done. And because you were so occupied with doing something like that, sure, to be honest, this was a part what I always say, okay, that was really worth it to do, to kill all these overlords. But an example, killing this 1 goon with 3 marines and 1 vulture was not really that worth it when you can't make your supply depot and your SCVs in time. So, because we are not S rank, there's such a huge possibility that we still, as you can see, still not macro correctly, still don't get our stuff in time. Here's the no observer, could have built an observer already. Yeah, that's what I mean. Still didn't build an observer, fuck. So all this stuff, what happens quite often because we're occupied with something else. Sometimes it helps, sometimes not. And that's why I would really, really, really appreciate, guys, if you would still try to focus more on your standard skills, like getting stuff done. Getting stuff done that you need in the beginning. Getting, let us say, we'll test maybe this one. If you actually go for like your if you go for your normal PPT opener, TVP opener, whatever it is, just ignore it. It's okay. So don't over focus the whole time. So you can look at this. Like, don't over focus all the time on killing something specific or something like that. I think this map here, for example, is really good just to improve your multitasking, because you needed multitasking, especially in PvZ, like scouting all the time with your probe and don't die. And I think that I really like that, but it's still really important that you can still go for improving on your own. Like, oh shit, when should I get a pylon? When should I get another unit or something like that? So try to focus on stuff like that. So not only about, oh yeah, now I need that, now I have to attack someone somewhere, sondern go for all your timings. And it's really, really important. And the timing is not about at 5:30 you should do whatever. No, I mean more about you get gates, you get factories, wait for the factories until they're finished. And you actually have maybe 2 rounds of units. Because if you think about it, PvP, 2 gates against 3 gates. If both play the same thing and the other one has 2 gates and you have 3 gates, then at 1 round you have 1 more goon than him. The second round you have 2 goons more than him. And that can actually be a big difference. See, let's do this. Oops, that doesn't matter. And because I'm talking, I didn't do anything correctly, but now let's say PvP opener, that's okay. So, PvP opener with 2 salads, that was fine too. So, and as you can see, like even when I was talking, I actually, oops, fuck, didn't survive that one. I did something incorrect here. Sometimes you have to check even about when to get something. What I mean is, now here, the part would be, what I'm talking about is, I could actually get now another salad here, or sometimes even squeeze another probe, but sometimes you need to squeeze it or cut a probe or like whatever you need, a cutter, to get your tack timing, and then you can go on with something else. Sometimes these cuts are really, really important because in PvC, for example, you have quite often that you have something like your core finishes, and then you don't have the money for probes and for the Stargate. So, and usually it's really good that you say, why should I actually go in PvC for the Stargate now? Why? It's more lol, that's what I mean. Now I'm supply blocked. Because it's really important that you get your Ser. And if you don't get your Ser, then you just die. And sometimes like this is really important too, getting specific stuff done at a specific time. And I don't mean like always about looking at this timer here. I mean more about these relative timings. Like here, for example, okay, I have now that Stargate. After the core finish, I get that Stargate. I think something like that is much more important instead of always, oh look, he gets his thingy at 3 minutes 20 or something like that. Don't know. It's more about stuff like that. Even this bam. Now the Corsair. Not later. Get it when it's done here. Sure, yeah, I'm talking here and do something, so it doesn't matter. Okay, what I want to show. If someone has a question, please let me know, because and else I just want to show 2 things that you can actually focus on too. First part would be the mouse aiming. That's why I actually like this map too. I think this map is really, really, really important. You can even go for aim boost or aim train or something like that. That's really good too, that you actually do that quite often, because I think clicking can help too. It's in my opinion something similar, like if you are boxing or if you're karate or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, or even soccer. Soccer is a good example. People are going for a run too in soccer. It's not that I don't run or something. Should I run in their game the whole time too? Yes, but sometimes they focus just on running. So why shouldn't you focus on doing only this? For example. The other part, what I want to show is what I think actually helped me a lot too. Maybe go for macro alone too. No, that's good. Usually it's better with multitasking, but what I've liked too is this one here. I go for a cheat. What's its name? Let's go for getting a lot of next piece. Going again next over here. And I think you can do that for every race, so it's not like, oh, only Protoss. So what's mine? It's mine. So go back. So what I actually like about this exercise is the following. At F2 I have this. F3 I have this. F4 I have that. So on 3 I have my first next side. On 4 I have this one. And this one I don't hotkey that, because in normal game I never hotkey them. Yeah, I usually use F4 and just to build them. What I want to show is the following. I actually realized quite often, oh shit, my macro is actually really bad. Still bad. It's like, I hate that. Because sometimes I don't focus too much on it, and I do it sometimes more difficult for me than it actually should be. But with an exercise like this, it actually helps you at first to just focus on producing now all these probes in the beginning. Maybe a few over here. It's okay. Could have gone that earlier. Zack. So maybe over here. I think that's not necessary to get any kind of... Okay, now produce unit. That's okay. Because now it's not about, oh, we have a build order or whatever. It's more about we getting now this stuff here. And the part for me, and what I think is now really important for Protoss, or I think even for other races too. I think not so much for Zerg, but for Terrans as well. Now the next part is, where should I put my tech? Sure, it's a little bit difficult because I have already 35 here. So, but it's really good to have like at 1 or 2 spots the tech. And that's why I say, okay, produce now the probes. Got the tech over here. We don't need units right now, that's fine. It's okay because we want to practice this one here. So the next part is 1 pylon over here too. So wait to see where we can actually get our tech. And it's really nice because you can actually still F2, F3 or 3 for whatsoever. You can actually just go through that one here just to improve that. So just maybe just get Goon range, whatever, doesn't matter. So, and it's just a really good exercise because as you can see, even if you're just focusing on that, you still skip something. And the next part would be getting some stuff over here. Another part is actually, where should I actually get my other pylons? Where should I actually get my other pylons? I think that's similar to Terran too. Because where should I actually get their factories and all that stuff? Or it's the pose. And now I have time to check that. And I'll try now this one here. Oops. Try to get pylon over here. Wanted to build it earlier, but I want to tell this question. And now I actually go for one pylon, a second pylon, third pylon. And that's actually something that I want to try, that I get all my pylons in this row. I have to build something now, 1 second. Then here, maybe go for this ramp thingy. Want to do it differently, but yeah, no, if I get over 1,000 minerals, I'm dead, so that's not what I want to do now. Okay, so, and now the question would be, can I actually fit all my tech here perfectly without confusing it or like interrupting it with my normal buildings or with my gateways? Because if I can't build my gateways properly, then I am actually fucked. So this now should be fine. Fortress over here, that's okay. So now let's get more gates. An interesting part about this one here is when you get that one, you can actually try to say, okay, at this part, I get gates over here. And a good habit would be really 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, something like that. And now please rally them. Or even rally them like this. Don't know. Like always rally them, or sometimes you can even rally it like F3, F4. Boom, boom, boom. Have to practice it quite often too, but didn't practice that much. So, okay, I think we are, what is it, do we have a count? Oh, let's just build it. Okay, 46 probes. Yeah, sure, because I was talking and didn't have enough probes. But it's fine, we have no, yeah. Usually you should just build more probes and so on. And the part is, if you go for these pylons here, you can see right now, I just produced something. As you can see right now, all these gates are really, really, really over here. You have to think about, if you actually build one pylon over here, the problem is this goon can't be built. I can show you later. But what you can actually think about is, don't build that gateway over here, build it here, and you can do that all the time. So now this layout, I think I can really recommend that, because it's quite easy just to go for this all the time. Sure, now it's a little bit stupid about can't build this gateway over here, but even here are now 7 gates, and that's now quite nice. So that's why I can actually really recommend to check something like this, try to work on stuff like this, just check where you can actually build something. And the more you actually think about it and try to memorize it, the better it gets. So because recently I never got that much supply block. Okay, sometimes yeah, but really often I didn't get my gateways wrong or something like that. And now the thing is, what I actually do quite often is, now I get a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Oops, 0. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. No, these 6 gates are hotkeyed. And now I go for F4. And usually when I'm now fighting, here somewhere, fighting. Sometimes I go for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Sometimes depends, but very often I go just F4. Should get regular. Okay, I didn't have much money, but it's fine. But sometimes go over here. Fighting. F4. And that actually helped me a lot, just to improve my macroing. It's still not perfect, but I know that that can actually help me, and I should focus on that. And I just want to show here about this one here. If I get a pylon over here, and that's something where it's actually so bad if you get actually just pylons in a row without a gap. It's just this part here. Oh shit. Just below here, that's fine. 1 second.
Oh, what the fuck, lol. Okay, and usually there's like can't be built there. Actually, okay. Let's see. I think it should work over here with that one. It should work with that one, yeah. Because usually I try to build like this, and only after a year or two I actually realize that they don't build here. So let's see. So let's see, because I built now so many things here. This one won't be built. Then it's mentioning like, oh, it's exit is blocked, you get your money back, and the goon. There it is. Building exit is blocked, and now oh shit. Now I couldn't build that goon, something like that. Yeah. So much for that. And I think you can actually try to do a lot of things about just doing this, like getting a lot of stuff, try to get your SimCity correctly, because as you can see I actually blocked my stuff, but only because I built that for educational reasons. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show. I hope that actually helped you guys. The fuck was a little bit longer than expected. But yeah, I hope that actually helped. Like I said, just think about still producing your probes or drones or whatsoever, just to check about, but still check about if you're getting all in or cheesed or whatsoever, so you can actually defend against it properly. So that means you don't need to focus on producing probes the whole time. Check about getting your stuff in relative good timing. Like, sure, like if you got for your build order, get your stuff like your robo in a good timing whatsoever, and still focusing on getting your your units if you need it, and still think about it. Do I need to attack? And yes, why and where? So I think stuff like that could actually help a lot, and I hope that helped. If someone has no question or if we should check replay or something like that, I think I still have time, so we can do that. But I have to know it now. Here in the channel, OPCPL. Okay, got one question. Okay, got a question when I lost that game earlier. Yeah, I think you can still hear me, right? Yeah, so like, can actually check that. Okay, if you have still more units and you still lose, okay, then maybe it's a lot about the unit control too. But yeah, but like I mentioned, I can show the replay. There it is. To be honest, I think lag actually is a lot of things too that is actually quite annoying. But like I said, the thing is, one part could be maybe I could have had in probe here just to see, oh shit, he is still on one base. But I think actually when you just get your scouting and you see something like this, get shield batteries, maybe even over here, get focus on getting units, getting more gates, getting your reavers, and I think, let's see. Okay, that's good, good. Yeah, but here's now a skip. I think a shield battery was not really that necessary. I still have a skip here. Still not producing goons here. So, right, and I still produce 2 more probes. I didn't need 2 more probes, I need more units now. And that's pretty much it. That's the thing. You need more units, more units, more units. And I think if you, and now here, look, let's see, have the money now, but I still think I could actually stay on frigates, but yeah. And now my engagement was bad, because I think With the Reaver, I could have attacked these Ballards. I think it would much be better, and I could have stayed on the ramp because it didn't try to attack here. And if you would have tried to attack here, I could have come from behind, so it should be fine. So I think the most difficult part is still the production. Like I said, I still could have had already more units. You see, I have already 500 minerals. All my productions could be used right now, but it didn't. And some control was bad. Like all these salads did much more damage against me than they actually should. Because I think if I killed them with my Reaver, because it's sometimes so annoying that this stupid Reaver just shoots so fucking bad sometimes. It's so annoying. I can flip out with that. It's so dumb. It's like he had only one Reaver. And I even had high ground. I don't know. Sometimes these games are stupid. And this one didn't attack. Right, really. Yeah, I think, but the most important part was really if I would have just skipped now when I saw it, just skipped the pro production and then focusing more on units. I could have had maybe one or two more goons, and let's see at this last battle when I actually lost all my units for some reason. God damn it! You see here I had now only 5 goons left. 1 Reaver. What would happen if I would have already 2 goons more? Would be a difference. Would be a difference. God damn it. Yeah, that's why you lose 1 Reaver shot and you're done. Fuck. Ouch. Okay, is there any other questions? Someone? Yeah, sure. Okay, question is, if you go on a standard game against opponent after taking third, what do you do usually? Okay, nice. I think there's a good replay when I played against Sen. I think Sen, what is it? I think something around 1900, I guess. He's a really good Protoss player. And I show you something. So, where is it? Is it here somewhere? Fuck. So you have to still think about like all the end game units that you need in every matchup. In PvT, it's more about Arbiters, Zealots, High Templars with Storm and Goons mostly, or Carriers and then Goons, stuff like that. In PvC, it's more about if you do super late game, it's more about Archons, Reavers, some Goons, some Zealots, and some High Templars. And PvP, it's mostly Zealots, Archons, Goons, and Storms, because Reavers are just too much to handle usually, even if they're still quite nice. But yeah. Okay, let's see replays. Where is it? When did I play against him? I think it was a few days ago. 1 second, because that was a really good example of it when we actually played against it. Fuck. 1 second. I think it was that here, isn't it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So more or less it was quite standard because yeah, I think 2K it is now more standard right now. Yeah. So okay, the thing was right now when I played against Sen. It's me, that's him. I think I actually did first thing was where I actually got ahead against him was the part I just distracted him too much. The thing was I distracted him so much with my probe that he tried to follow them the whole time. And then I think only 2 salads. Ah yeah, only 2 salads were following where could sneak in and killed some probes. Let's see. Or at least mining time. And we both went for the same opening. So I've already 2 probes, 3 probes ahead. And now I'm just walking around just to see if he's getting goon range. Trying to get some time to get my goons. And I killed his other probe, so I actually killed, what is it, like 2 or 3 probes combined with the scouting probe, so now 2 probes ahead. It's not super huge, but he's even lost mining time, so that's why I should be ahead right now. So now I try to get timing, but he attacked too, so we both fight. But I think I killed too many units. I killed now 2 or 3 goons, something like that. Let's see how that worked actually. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, so now we actually got really confused right now, or like chaotic. He tried to attack here, and I got in his base and killed some probes. And I actually saw everything. I think he saw actually everything. And the difference is just I get robotics, he get free gate goon. And for me right now, so the part is now for me what I thought about was okay. He has not only free gate goon. I can build already Reaver. It's not that he's like all in and killing me, stuff like that. He should be behind because he already lost more probes. He has more mining time lost. So I think, okay, now I can be a little bit greedy, but it's not super greedy because I still get my Reaver. And I knew, okay, that should be actually fine because I could fight that. He actually tried to attack, but I had the Reaver, like I said, so nice. Yay, so, sounds good. He gets even later next side than I have. So for me, it was the part now, okay, what should I do? I think I don't want to be contained the whole time. So I tried to break out with these 2 Reavers. Okay, that was a little bit sloppy here. I think I shouldn't have done that. I think I could have killed my Reavers here, something like that. But I'm still a little bit ahead, so it's fine. And now I actually wait for my shuttle. Ah, here's it. I want to get my shuttle and want to attack. So yeah, I just built a lot of stuff and whatsoever. And I'm just not sure if that actually was a good part, just to say, okay, I want to attack, because I actually saw him now. He went for a lot of gateways and then already Templar tag. So I thought, yeah, maybe maybe I can bust him or something like that. But I think the attack was not great because here my Reavers just died. So I think it was more or less an even trade or something like that. But I have to figure that out. But it's okay. So I could actually get my third at that time, and that's why I think the late game starts. The thing is, right now, that's like really difficult because parts like this is now nearly impossible to take because the high ground is so strong. So, but what actually helps, like in every late game, is actually getting upgrades. And I was usually ahead in upgrades, as I think. Yeah, he has only 0-0. I have already 1-0. He's getting British? No, he still doesn't get his +1. He gets his third here, gets his fourth, but only he gets it now. But it's not that it's running right now. Still not running, still not running, still not running. Now it's running after a minute finish or something like that. So, but I should be okay-ish. So the part would be now what I want to do is, do I want to play safe or do I want to play super aggressive now and finish it? So, but I thought, no, it's fine. I should be ahead. I don't want to waste it right now. So I actually built my fourth tour, and I could actually defend it with my units over here. So, but part is, can I do actually something against him? So, and that's the part where I actually lost quite often, because very often it was not really good, but didn't really did that much damage, so it's fine.
So now it actually tables turned a little bit. So, and right now I didn't really build that much. Could have built much more already. I didn't do that. So, okay. So the part right now is we actually had a lot of exchange that were quite okay-ish with both sides. I think now even he got ahead because he had more probes. I think I actually forgot about building more probes. But yeah, that happens. And even didn't macro that much. But now the thing is, I want to do something because he has an advantage of this high ground because attacking here is so dumb. It's like you can't do anything. But what you can do is actually, you can try to just run around with speed solids, maybe even a Templar, and just to check if that actually works. If he would have walled there or had already some units, then I would have gone back. But I've seen, oh, only 2 cannons. Let's try to do some damage. That was good. So that's something you can do in late game, even sometimes mid game, that you just check, oh, can I actually just walk in with a few units? Same goes for circlings and going somewhere. Same goes for the salads too. Just to walk somewhere in, it's fine. And because of that, I have less salads, okay, but I'm still not super unprotected that I will die for sure. It was quite close because my units were, that was really bad. I lost so many units here. But I think because of my upgrades, 0-0 against 1-1, that's why I actually got close, but more in my favor because of the high ground, because of my 1-1 timing. And the thing was, right now I knew, okay, I can't lose now. I can only lose now if I waste all my units. Sure, it was a quite even game the whole time, but his upgrades were non-existent. No, only now he builds +1, and I have soon. Do I have soon? Ah, fortunate. But that's something that could improve on too. Could have already 2-2, something like that. So, yeah. But for the late game thingy, what I mean is like you can still try to get like 4 bases, something like that. Especially here on Polypoint. Maybe even get this 5th base. Difficult, but would be worth it because to defend this one too is quite hard. Because if you have like all your units over here, you can defend all this part. So, and what you can do is, if you have robotics, get this one much earlier, and try to get some storm drops, like this. As you can see now, my storm drops like just finish it for sure. Like all these storm drops, running with some zealots around just to check if there's an opening, and getting archons. Okay, I didn't have archons. Fuck, that was bad. Getting archons, getting maybe 4 high templars, something like that. Getting still around 12 goons and a lot of zealots should be enough, and then try to trade really good. Yeah, that's what you should do, and still expand, so something like that. That's pretty much it, I would say. Hope that I answered the question. Hope that helped what I actually was talking about. Okay, good. Okay, something else what we need? What we want to talk about? If you have, oops. If you want to have, not. Yeah, no, PvP can be such a stupid game. I lost now my BWCL games twice against some stupid bullshit. Fuck, could have won both games, but yeah. Sometimes it happens. So dumb. Yeah. If someone has a replay that we can check together, then we can do that for sure. But if not, then I would say we can stop it here. Hope it helped actually what I was talking about. Hope you guys understood it. If you have still questions, just write me. And also I hope to play. Maybe we can play together sometimes from time to time, whatever. And if you need a session similar to that, maybe on a different specific topic, then let me know. Then maybe we can discuss something and we can check that. Would be interesting too, because there's still so much that you can check on it. And yeah. Okay, if no questions, then I think I will pause now. Need something to drink now. Okay. Then if not, then was quite nice with you guys. Hope it helped. And yeah, let's see. See you guys till next time. Bye.